Let's see if we can get YouTube back. Facebook, rather. What the heck? Says stuff is going wrong. Huh. What the crap? Well, looks like we're only live on YouTube. So if you're on YouTube and you're checking out the show, let me know. Do something. Type something up here. Make sure, okay, first in line. That's what I'm talking about. I still don't know why Facebook is giving me a problem. Huh. They always do. How's everybody doing today? Somebody go ahead and type in something. What's up, Kev? All right, you already know what's up, y'all. Let me double check and see what's going on with Facebook first. See if I can get y'all back. Nah, looks like Facebook is about to be butt out. Sorry, Facebook. I'll go ahead and post this to Facebook at some point. Now, that means I can remove some of these items. Get that out the way. Easy, Kev. All right, now. Let me go ahead and straighten you up. Bam, so the sun don't be in y'all eyes. Everybody comfortable? Can I get anybody anything while we're waiting? No? Okay. All right. There we go. Get that sun out your eyes. Let's see. I'm on the fly because I got some problems, okay? Yeah, so what's going on? You guys have been hearing about what's going on around the country. We all knew something stupid was about to happen. And of course, the Democrats, they never fail to come through with stupidity. Now, somebody said, what's up from southwestern Ohio? What's shaking? Yeah, I love it when I see people from my neck of the woods saying what's up. Now, I got a little change of pace today for the simple fact, one, my laptop, my Apple computer is down, y'all. The word on the street is the screen went out. So this is my moment to take a, let me see, how did GoFundMe. I'm launching the Help Kevin from Kevin's Corner get his new screen replace foundation. Yeah, so anybody out there that want to help that happen, great, because that's what I work off of. I'm sitting there like, what is going on? I mean, I was working on something today, then all of a sudden these wiggly lines went through, and I was like, I don't like the wiggly lines. What are those? Where'd they come from? Get them out of here. Then next thing you know, I went online and probably made it even worse. People are, all right, what you got to do, you got to tap on it 7 times, then rub your elbow on it once, and then you spit right there in the middle, and the screen will be fixed. So I probably should have left well enough alone, and I took it out there to the Geek Squad, and sure enough, they was like, yep, your screen's dead. I'm like, shoot. Now I got to help Kevin replace his dang on Apple Pro screen, unless somebody else out there knows how to do it. So yeah, that hinders my life, drastically. Now you can't see the big beautiful screen, but today you don't need the big beautiful TV screen behind us anyway, because the clips that I want y'all to hear are pretty much audible. So all you got to do is just listen, because see, I'm pissed off. I mean, I joke and I get really excited during my shows, but I usually when I do that, it's just dramatic. Sometimes I'll be funny, silly, sometimes I'm serious, but when I really, really, really get mad, I get calm. Yeah, that's what I do. You know how some people get mad and they go crazy and start ripping up stuff. Not me. I'm not kind of just get real calm. I'm like, And that's how I feel about the news that dropped last night. It's a shame for our country that these folks are doing this. And somebody said, "What's your GoFundMe?" I don't have a GoFundMe. All I have is a Cash App and PayPal. And now somebody asked me if I had Zelle. I put the Zelle in there too. That's all I got. So if you do help out with the Help Kevin replace his MacBook Pro screen foundation, it'd probably be better to just send anything to that my Cash App or my PayPal, for the simple fact, if it comes through YouTube, there's all kind of funny stuff that could go on. But once again, if you can, great. If you can't, don't worry about it. Now, back to this stuff that's going on around the country. It's really sad to see it, because what it's showing us is that these people don't care about what we think.
Response to the federal indictment.
I'm sorry, about who we want to choose to be our president. They don't care about that. They are doing some stuff that is so in our face and so obvious that it makes you marvel. It makes you say, what is the limitations short of God intervening and just destroying these people somehow? What are their limitations? It seems like there's no other power that can stop these people from doing some obvious corrupt stuff. And it appears that they know it. They're like, so you think we weren't aware that you guys don't recognize what we're doing? Of course you do. But what are you going to do about it? That's how I feel. They are doing things, and I hear like liberals and stuff. Ah, fine, Trump's finally about to get indicted. I'm going, you dummy. Like, you do realize nobody should be attacked as much as this man. Nobody. I mean, have you not saw all the multiple times they've tried to go after this guy? What do you think their motive is? You think it's because he's really guilty? Huh? Is that what you think? You think it's because, oh, he just got away, so now we got to get him. Like OJ. Yeah, he beat the system the first time, but we're going to have to get him this time. So let's get into this. It's not going to be long because the sun is about to go down and all of that stuff. But I want to start off listening to what Trump had to say about this. Now, you tell me if this is too loud or too low.
Brought down by Special Counsel Jack Smith's team. Let's listen.
Very sadly, we're a nation in decline, and yet they go after a popular president, a president that got more votes than any sitting president in the history of our country, by far, and did much better the second time in the election than the first. And they go after him on a boxes hoax, just like the Russia hoax and all of the others. It's been going on for 7 years. They can't stop because it's election interference at the highest level. There's never been anything like what's happened. I'm an innocent man. I'm an innocent person. They had the Mueller hoax, the Mueller report, and that came out, no collusion after 2.5 years.
And this is what's so sad. Even after that, even after they've been exposed, pranking and pulling all these hoaxes and all of this stuff, they're still continuing to go after him. And that only confirms our interpretation of what's really going on. When you botch up a investigation like they did, the Mueller hoax and all of that, and you actually, the people who are supposed to be, bringing forth justice and, by the law, when you are found to be corrupt and, guilty of violating the president's, rights, and now all of a sudden, y'all running it back. Y'all don't even care. Y'all don't even let it get cool. It's like, wait a minute, we just found out y'all all tried to set this man up. Like when he first got in, then tried to set him up again, and then try to pin the January 6th thing on him. And now y'all doing it again? Then you're going to go up there with Fat Albert? Y'all are doing this rapid fire, and it's almost as if they're saying, we can't afford to even look discreet. It's beyond discretion. We know that all of his voters are looking at this and saying, this is a bunch of bullcrap. But right now, while we got the power, we might as well do it. Because if the power shifts and Trump wins, it's the end for them. These folks are going too far, man. They're doing anything they can to stop this man. And I'm going to let you know right now, even if they put him in jail, I would vote for him. I'd vote him out of jail. I think if they jailed Trump, everybody would vote for him, and hopefully he can pardon himself, get right out, and then lock their butts right up in there. That's what needs to happen. So let's continue, because, see, he is under severe attack, along with our whole country.
By Hillary Clinton and Democrats, but this is what they do. This is what they do so well. If they would devote their energies to honesty and integrity, it would be a lot better for our country. They could do a lot better. They could do a lot of great things.
Yeah, but then they won't get rich. They won't stay in power. I mean, I'm going to do a video solely on their policies and how garbage they are. Their policies suck. That's why they usually don't talk to their people about the policies. They don't go out campaigning and talking about how great these policies are unless they're gaslighting them. Unless they know the audience they're talking to is a bunch of bubbleheads that are upper to middle class folks who take interest in things like climate change and stuff like that. See, worrying about that stuff is a luxury. When you're sitting around talking about, climate change is one of my big hot topics, and women's reproductive rights, and yeah, transgender kids. Those are big topics. Those are important things. Those are luxury concerns. But the real problems that go on, the Democrats don't go and talk to folks, the middle class, the lower class, about the real problems. They just shovel racism down their throats. They shovel a bunch of that. But you think brothers in the hood worried about some climate change? You think they worried about gender rights and stuff like that? So their policies suck so badly that they surely can't come out with that. So what do? A lot of propaganda. They abuse their power by using these intel communities, and they demonize their enemies, and then they set up infrastructure to actually go after American citizens that disagree with them. They're trying to cheat on every level. They are trying to corner the market in regards to controlling what people say, who they vote for. Do you think they're going to sit back and say, well, yeah, I mean, Trump's on the roll, we might as well let the people have their way? No. If Trump wins, it will be through serious trials and tribulations. That's the only way he's getting back in, because these people are playing for keeps, man. These folks have made some folks unexist. That's how serious they are about keeping their power. So Trump is up against tremendous attacks, and then so are we. Because trust me, if they get rid of him, then they're going to go, now, we need to talk to all of y'all who supported him. We seen y'all on the internet. We seen y'all all talking about Make America Great Again. We seen y'all talking about Trump 2024. Now we need to have a talk with y'all. We can't have that. So let's continue, because Trump is, he's on point.
But when you look at what's happened to our country in the last 3 years, we were energy independent. We had a strong military that wasn't woke.
Good old
we
days.
were doing so well. We were respected all over the world. With the biggest tax cuts in history, biggest regulation cuts in history. And what do you...
Memories. Those were good days, man. Ain't no sunshine when Trump's gone. Ooh, it's not warm when he's away. Unbelievable. In such a short amount of time, we could fall from grace that quickly. And the amount of damage that has been done within, what, 3 days? 3 years, rather? Imagine another 4. Well, really, technically, to be 5, because we got another year left. Can you imagine the damage that these corrupt, evil people would do in the next 5 years? We wouldn't even recognize the country. No telling what type of civil liberties they will violate moving forward. They are trying to put some things in place that would just completely tighten that wrench around our neck. And I hope citizens wake up and see it before it's too late. Unfortunately, we got a lot of people walking around sleep, zombified.
You have a president where an election was taken, got more votes than any sitting president in history by far, never anything even close. And they come after me. Yep. Because now we're leading in the polls again by a lot, against Biden and against the Republicans by a lot. But we're leading against Biden by a lot, a tremendous...
So you know what that means? That means the evil emperor, George of the jungle. Yes, Trump is an anomaly that will disappear in 2020. That guy and all the rest of them are going, this dude is a pain in our butt. He's a complete, full-blown threat to our power, our goal, and our agenda. We must stop this man by all means necessary. No time to pretend that this is a democracy or a republic. No time. This is the time we got to go full-blown tyrants. No time to be discreet. All of that stuff that we tell y'all, you know what, we're trying to keep and fight for our democracy. No time. Run over all the laws right about now. Make it very obvious that we're hypocritical and it's a two-tier justice system. Make it very obvious that our whole goal and agenda is to destroy this man by any means necessary. Make it obvious, because they know that another 4 years of Trump would dig into him so badly and reverse all of the crap that they've reversed in the last 3 years. I just hope that they don't do so much damage in this next year that some of this stuff may never be reversed. I mean, they are destroying the country in record-breaking time. Record-breaking time. They're not even, it seemed like they're not even taking it apart slowly. When I was a kid, I had certain type of toys I would dismantle because I needed to see what was on the inside. I sit back and be like, all right, I got this new remote control truck. I wonder what's on the inside. And I thought that I was taking it apart where I could put it back together, y'all. All right, let me put these pieces right there. Okay, all right, that screws right here. Get it apart, find out that it ain't nothing in the inside, but then don't know how to put it back together. Sitting here like, oh man, where's this piece go? But then there were those toys that I said, I want to smash this toy. I don't want to slowly dismantle it. I want to step on it and see it splatter. Or I'm going to throw it out my window and let it smash on the street and see it go all over the place. That's what they're doing to our country. They're not even slowly taking it apart. It's like they just smashed it on the ground. And hopefully we'll be able to put it back together relatively. But there are going to be some long-term effects in regards to the mind of all of us. First of all, us as conservatives have been jaded by watching the abuse come out of politicians, come out of the deep state, all of that. As I sit back and I watch that, I'm going, I'm jaded now. Now, it's going to be very hard to trust what my eyes see, my ears hear, some slick, oily person getting up there talking about we're about to restore America. I don't care if they're Republican or Democrat. That is why I will ride and die with Trump. That's the only politician so far that says what he said and means what he said and actually tried to do what he said he would do. If they would have got out of his way the first 4 years, I think he would have accomplished it all. I'm glad that he's a little bit narcissistic because that's motivation for him to never be proven wrong. Like I said, I'm going to do it and I did it. Huh. Y'all see that? Remember how he used to check off all the things he's done? Get up there like, all right, I said I did this, that's, and that, and that's it. And we'd be like, oh yeah, we on the road. We were holding him accountable and he was holding himself accountable. Creepy don't do that. That dude don't even do no interviews because they have no accomplishments. And when they do come out and try to tout some raggedy accomplishments, it's debunked immediately. Man's lie right through his teeth. So Trump is that wild card that they cannot control. Even DeSantis, as much as I think he's a great governor, I still would not trust him over Trump because it is very obvious as we watch what they're doing here that this dude is an existential threat to them. I think they would even be a little bit tolerant towards DeSantis. But Trump, and if I was him, I would be going, ooh, let me out of him. If I get back in, I'm going full-blown buck wild.
And we went up to a level that they figured the way they're going to stop us is by using what's called warfare. And that's what it is. This is warfare for the law. And we can't let it happen. We can't let it happen. Our country is going to hell.
Yeah.
And they come after Donald Trump, weaponizing the Justice Department, weaponizing the FBI. We can't let this continue to go on because it's ripping our country to shreds.
Yeah.
We have such big problems, and this shouldn't be one of them. It's a hoax. The whole thing is a hoax, just like Russia, just like the fake dossier was a hoax.
All of that.
You saw the Durham report. You saw the Mueller report. It was all a big hoax. You had 2 impeachments.
I was just thinking the same thing, Kia. How Trump always talks about himself in the third person. It's hilarious. They come after Trump. I love it, man. But he's right. And back to my point where I said that our country will unfortunately be tainted by the destruction that's come from the Democrats for years to come. It's hard to repair because so many people have been damaged mentally. And what I mean by that is all you got to do is go online and see all these folks running around thinking that, we're living in the worst country ever. And, at this point, there's an all-out attack on black men and black people in general. Racism's back. The people who have allowed them to manipulate their mind, that's hard to undo. That's why the country is still going to be suffering for years to come. They have divided the country in ways that I've never seen before. I mean, it's like they took us right back to the old dirty South where the North and the South was like, man, them folks down there is this and this and that. And they were saying them folks up North. That's how drastic the divide is. I was watching a video on my way home and it was from Young Black Conservative. And he was showing a Latino man in the drive-thru. And the lady who was taking his order When he pulled up, she said, the car behind you warned us. And he's like, for what? The car behind us said, the guy right there is a Trump supporter. Now, this is where we're at. You're telling me that people who never met you, who's driving behind, and they see your Trump sign and they say, hey, listen. Now, this is the crazy. They assume that the lady taking the order hates Trump. That's how, when I see a lot of white liberals come up to me and talk to me, it's amazing how confident they are that I am a Biden supporter. They come up like, do you see what's going on around this country? That Trump is ruining things. And I'll be like, really? I like Trump. What? You like Trump? Yeah, I absolutely do. He's great. And they look at me like I'm an anomaly. How could you do that? You're black. So when folks have developed this mentality to where they just assume that if a Trump supporter is spotted, everybody else around us are looking at them and saying that person's out of place. You know what we should do? What did this person want to happen? Did they want the lady taking the order to spit in this man's drink? That's what I'm wondering. He pull up to the thing to pick up his food and they say, I'm sorry, we don't serve your kind here. Mentality like that is very hard to undo. So it's going to take time, even if we get through this mess, Trump comes in and drains the swamp. So many victims will be walking around swearing up and down, he didn't drain the swamp, he just made himself a king. They won't even realize that he dealt with such corruption and such abuse of power. They would interpret that as we're now being oppressed and Trump came in and he destroyed it. And I'm going, that mind frame has to get weeded out. It's going to take time because the Democrats have put in a lot of time, along with the media and other sources, to create stinking thinking across our country. Somebody said, love you, Kev, from Ireland. That's what I'm talking about. So let's finish hearing this. Then we want to hear from some people from C-SPAN and get their interpretation of what's going on.
And they lost and we won.
That's right.
And we had tremendous support. But that was a hoax and a scam. And now they're doing it again. It's just a continuation, 7 years, even after I'm out. But it's called election interference. They're trying to destroy it.
Thank you. These are the real insurrectionists. You can't run no insurrection with about 200 or 300 people walking around the Capitol. You can run an insurrection when you have very powerful people in high positions embedded within our government and they're abusing their power and authority. That's an insurrection right there. That's what you can do.
Reputation so they can win an election. That's just as bad as doing any of the other things that have been done over the last number of years and especially during the 2020 election. So I just want to tell you, I'm an innocent man. I did nothing wrong.
We know.
And we'll fight this out just like we've been fighting for 7 years. It would be wonderful if we could devote our full time to making America great again. And that's exactly what we did. But now, again, our country is in decline.
Yeah.
We're a failing nation. And this is what they do. I'm an innocent man. We will prove that again. 7 years of proving it. And here we go again. Very unfair. But that's the way it is. I just want to thank everybody. We are doing something very special for our country. We're putting America first. I always put America first.
And the Democrats always put America last. But they sure enough put Ukraine first. Isn't that odd? Joe Biden got that $5,000 from Ukraine. Interesting. And then, what do you need, Zelensky? You need bombs? You need anything else? We got you. Just keep the money open for us too. And just recycle some money that we're sending you from our taxpayers. That guy. Yeah. Odd that nobody is talking about throwing this man in a slammer right now over that document talking about he got $5 million for firing that prosecutor. Son of a gun. Look what happened. They fired him. So Trump and these charges, they're going after him over this stupidity. And yet you got Creepy Sleepy with so many dang on broken laws and violations and evidence out there, and he's getting nothing, not even questions. I'm sitting there myself like, shouldn't he like have a press conference and get ahead of this? Well, you can't, because see, there's no justifying what he's done, and that's why Christopher Wray is doing everything he can to keep that document from hitting the streets, because once it hits the internets, It's out there. You can't sit back and gaslight a person after that when you're reading it and saying, oh, wow. Yeah, well, that's hard to deny. So that shows the double standard, as we're about to hear from C-SPAN, where this guy right now has some Trump callers, and they're upset, like me. I was sitting there listening to this, and I'm thinking to myself, when do C-SPAN have open call-in? Because I want to call in. Is there a number out there? If anybody got the number to C-SPAN and the times where they actually allowed call-in, I want to call in. That's what I'm going to do. Hello, you're on the air. Who am I talking to? Angry black man. What? Angry black man. Now let's get into this. That would be my opening lines. Mad black man. So anyway, let's see what the people calling in to C-SPAN had to say. After I click off this commercial. See,
Give me a...
I'm handicapped, y'all. Yeah, without my computer. That's why, oh, just in case you're just joining the show, my laptop went down, took it to the chin. The screen allegedly done went out. So that's why I'm having to help Kevin get his laptop screen fix campaign. All right, so let's get back to it so we don't have to tarry too much longer. Here we go.
I mean, what planet are you Democrats on? Honest to God, look, if Trump did half of what Biden did, I, as an American, would notice that's not right for our country, and I would admit that. This is insane that you people cannot admit what your president's doing right now. He has laundered money. He's done everything that he blames Trump for doing. It's insane that no one is seeing this. Why is he not being indicted? He's stolen money.
And see, that's the frustration. I love her. I don't know who she is, but I love her. Okay. See, nothing worse than to see something crazy going on before your eyes and everybody else is ignoring it. And you're sitting around going, am I the only one to see? Y'all don't see what's going on? Y'all don't see how obvious this is? You know, unreal to me. I love it. Now, I also love the fact that Trump supporters and conservatives generally know stuff. They're not coming in with an emotional argument. They're not coming in. They actually are saying, this happened, that happened. I keep up with the news. When you get liberal callers, Trump's white nationalist, he's racist, and he's broken all kind of laws, like which ones? All of them. All of them? Can you name one? No, well, there was the one time. They will get on there and they would just go all emotional. Not facts, not data. And these people are intelligent. It makes it difficult for this commentator right there to challenge facts. Makes it difficult for him to try to justify why Joe Biden's butt is still in the White House, and yet Trump is under indictment twice. Been indicted twice now. I mean, at what point do everybody start saying, it's pretty obvious what's going on here? We're not stupid. I mean, their voters are, obviously, but not us. We're saying, I see exactly what's going on. And they don't care that we see it, and that's what makes me so upset. I'm sitting there going, you got to be kidding me. Now you're trying to punk me. That's like pushing up on my girl or something, and I'm standing right next to her. You could at least wait until I walked away, went to the bathroom, something. But you just going to come up to her, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. Then look at me. What's up, man? So, what's up with you? Nothing. I'm standing here with my boyfriend. Oh, yeah, I know. Now, you think maybe I can get your number or something? That's the ultimate disrespect. You're sitting there going, this brother's, I'm right here. I see what's going on. And you don't care. You think I'm sorry. Do I look sorry? See, that's how they're treating us right about now.
He's taken money from other countries for years now. Why is this not brought up?
Thank you.
I am so blown away by this. And God bless America, mega, on 2024.
It's amazing that you can find all forms of documents scattered around the Biden residences. He took those when he was a senator, which is completely illegal, a felony.
Why ain't that man right now under indictment for that? I want to see Creepy come out and explain how classified documents got into his possession when he was a senator. And yet, you would hear pundits come out all the time. Well, it's different with Trump. I mean, I think it's more of the obstruction thing with Trump. And I'm saying, you're failing to realize that it's a mystery how Biden somehow managed to take home classified documents as a senator. Nothing, nobody. So they just say, you know what, that's not important. Put that under the rug. As a senator.
The president has the right to handle classified documents and deem them unclassified whenever he wants. Yeah, I knew that you guys wouldn't mention anything about the $5 million that was paid out by Burisma.
See, and this is why they hate us. This is why they got to silence us. Notice what these callers are doing. They're calling out the hypocrisy of the media, like C-SPAN. They're saying, yeah, I knew you wouldn't mention anything like that. You want to talk about the indictments of Trump. Look, I mean, look at this guy. He's twice impeached. He's been indicted twice. They think that this right here, all of these indictments and impeachments, shows that he's really corrupt. Somebody who is that corrupt could never dodge all of that corruption, them landmines. So you're telling me that man is so corrupt that they had to impeach him twice, then 2 indictments, and yet they haven't nailed him? He's that crafty? He's dodging those landmines like that? Or could it be they're trying to dirty him up? Could it be those 2 impeachments were bogus? Especially the first one, it should be wiped out the books right now. After the Durham report came out, that impeachment should be removed. And then we find out that when Joe was over there talking about get rid of that prosecutor, they tried to impeach Trump over that. And it was true. Absolutely true. They should go back and wipe all of that off the books. This is what makes me so mad about this, man. Now, history, depending on who wins and loses, they're going to write this one or two ways. But I lived it. So if I'm an old man still around and they done brainwash all these young boys and young gals that Trump was the most corrupt, evilest president that ever existed over there, and I'm like, come here, boy. Sit down, let me tell you something. I'm going to learn you something, boy. I was there, man. I was there back in the day, said boy. Them Democrats. Wait a minute. Is that a bug? You wearing a bug, young man? Come on. Yeah, see, you got to watch out for people. So anyway, let's continue.
To the Biden family. There's one member of the Biden family. She's a teacher or something like that. And she gets paid. So what is the service they're offering for all the money? Where did he get the money to build all his homes?
Yeah,
amazing.
These are legitimate questions. This is normally how drug dealers get busted. See, here you are, got a little small car wash going on that hardly ever anybody ever comes, in a detail shop or something. But yet you're riding around in Lamborghinis. Somehow you got 3 or 4 houses. The math doesn't add up. Where you getting stuff from? I'm looking at the sales from your little car wash. Yeah, you made $50,000 from the car wash last year? Did you just pinch your pennies to be able to buy the Rolls Royce? These are things that normally it would trigger something. Of course it did with the bank. All them banks alerts went off when it came down to Hunter Biden. Over 100 something of them. They were going, that doesn't make sense. Wow, that's odd. That's real crazy. Yeah, IRS. Yeah, that's crazy. But yet, still nothing's happening to this guy. And that's not just Joe. I'm talking about Nancy Pelosi. All of them politicians that I look at and I say, what do you do? I mean, I see you running around talking about racism all the time. I see your city and your area sucks. I see the country being ran into the ground. I see you spending a lot of taxpayers' money overseas for stupid stuff. I see that. But for you to be rich, what do you do to get that money? Are you just that lucky nasty? Huh? That's my question. Paul just that lucky? How did you get your chips? How many employees you got? What products y'all produce? Nothing?
Corrupt. The biggest corrupter is sitting in the White House right now. The biggest liar and just controlled by the Democratic puppets.
True.
I really feel that the Justice Department.
I like that guy. He kept it real. Biggest puppet and the biggest liar and the biggest crook is sitting in the White House right now. And it burns me up. He's not even capable of coming under severe scrutiny. That's why they just avoid it. Because the fake news, if they really dug into it, it would be so easy to show that Joe's corrupt. And then the next question would be, why aren't y'all doing something about it? So they don't ask that man no questions. And if they do, it's he's on the way to go somewhere. And you throw out a question. You say, well, find the money. Show me the money. Anyway, I'm out of here. Peace. He was never asked to sit down and rationally respond to questions about all of this evidence of corruption. They'll ask him in passing, and he'll give you a blow-off answer and then keep it moving. Nobody's subpoenaing this dude. Right now, the articles of impeachment should be ready. They went into that skiff and saw that document. What are we waiting on? That man shouldn't still be in the White House right now with that document out there. Shouldn't be in the White House, because this is the same man who is sending money to corrupt behind Ukraine. Now, you think if Trump was really a Russian agent, they would have let him just stay in the White House cooling, interacting with Putin? Do you know how much damage could have been done? You know how much communication and colluding could have went on? If he really was a Russian agent, they would have got him out the White House immediately if he was compromised. Joe is compromised, and they're leaving him right up in there. Unbelievable.
Now in the United States of America is chewing off something here that it's a whole different level of what they're doing with a former president. And we have now a present president that the House of Representatives is taking up with actual bribery. Is bribery worse than this keeping records in your house that just about every president in the past has done? They have taken stuff home with them. But now,
and this is why we're all pissed, because we see it. We're sitting there going, you think we care about some stupid behind documents at the crib? Why do y'all care so much about that? Why is that such a crime to y'all, to where y'all saying this man needs to be indicted? What did you think he was going to do with those documents? Huh? I mean, you got to be able to go into court and tries your best to justify why you think it's important that this man is put in jail because he took classified documents home, which was declassified by him taking them home. And then you appeared to be working with him, but out of nowhere, now all of a sudden, we need to go ahead and raid your crib to get these back. Forget the fact that we already suggested, just put a lock on the door. Forget the fact that y'all could have gave him a call and say, come on in, and he probably came right on in. Forget the fact that FBI agents put up a fuss about having to go and do it that way. They didn't even want to do it that way. But when you got corrupt folks like Mayor Garlick and Raggedy Ray, just do it. No wonder we got all these whistleblowers. So these folks are obviously attacking Trump. They're getting away with it, though, because of the cover of the fake behind news, and also the fact that they have done their fair share in just zombifying half of the country so they don't realize what's going on. Oh, boy.
We're making an issue out of taking it home and using it to a certain level. And I don't know what that is, but I really feel it's up to the Justice Department now to consider what we have right now. What's good for the gander is good for the goose.
And that's why we're mad, because that goose and gander ain't getting the same treatment. That's why we're mad. I don't give a darn about those documents, but I do give a darn about that $5 million that Joe received that could be motivating him to send all of these weapons, all of this money to Ukraine. I could be concerned about that. Now, this document shows that he took a bribe. I wondered then, are some of these dang on Republicans who support the war in Ukraine and we got to stay over there until it's over? I wonder if they're able to recognize this, unless they're getting some kind of kickback or got some invested interest in this. I'm wondering if they're starting to go, wait a minute, maybe I shouldn't be so excited about this war, considering this man took a bribe from the Ukrainians. Maybe I should start to step back a bit and say, I don't know if we should be meddling over there. Who's the real bad guys? Is Putin the baddie? Or could it be Zelensky, that puppet, and some other oligarchs over there in Ukraine, along with our horrific politicians over here? Could it be? You know, if Trump would have stayed in, I think Putin would have minded his business. I think he would have been like, Trump's, you know, he's cool with me. You guys do you, we'll do us. But then you get the change in regime, And then, just like always, these folks want to meddle in other people's business. These folks aren't satisfied with not having global dominance. These folks aren't cool with having some countries say, I want to remain sovereign. Yeah, they can't tolerate that. They're like, y'all are either with us or not, period. What, Putin? You want to remain sovereign? We're coming up right to your border then. That's what we're going to do. Put some missiles in Ukraine. How you like that? I don't. That's why we would go and invade Ukraine. That's why. These folks just don't know how to stop. When is it enough? When is it enough power? When is it enough control? Y'all just want it all. Greedy, man. Greedy. You just got full off of your plate. Now you're looking over the fence side. What you got anything left that I can eat? Mind your business and enjoy the fruits of your labor. But then they're getting greedy. So here we go. That's why they want Trump out.
Really, with this president administration that we have now, we know doggone well it's coming right out of the House of Representatives that there is bribery.
We are becoming a banana republic.
You tell them, girl.
When you have a government that weaponizes to make sure another man cannot run for president because he is winning.
Go on, mama. Now, even though it sounds like she smokes about 8 packs of cigarettes a minute, but we are becoming a banana Republican. She is right, but folks don't recognize it. So many people don't even know what a banana republic is or how it operates. They thought Trump was a dictator. Can't name one policy that violated any of our civil liberties. Can't name any of that. Sitting back talking about Trump's a dictator. I mean, he wants to be a tyrant in the White House. And I'm saying, how so? How many of your rights were rolled back under Trump? All you scared black folks and other minorities about being deported and thrown out the country just because. I mean, you're not even an illegal immigrant. You're a legal citizen. And y'all talking about, man, Trump get in, man, he gonna round us up and send us back. How many of y'all were rounded up? None of y'all? How many of your guns was confiscated? No. How many of you all were forced to go get the shot? Indirectly. Now, I ain't gonna make you get it, but I'm just telling you, you might want to get it. Okay? I'm just letting you know. Well, what does that mean? I'm gonna let you go ahead and fill in the blanks, but I'm telling you, you might want to go ahead and get that. Huh? How many folks did he force to do that? How many jobs did he say, you know what, I'm gonna threaten it if you don't go get the, you know what? He didn't do that. How much free speech was being attacked by him? I ain't talking about by the folks that wanted to silence him. He was a victim of those folks, the people that really have the power to silence the dictator. He was a victim of that. And yet, you got brainwashed people thinking Trump was a threat to our democracy. Trump was he's a threat to our republic because he wants to keep it in place. And he becomes a threat to all of these globalists and these Democrats who want to shut that mess down by creating the delusion that these folks still live in a democracy. Some people just are content to live in the matrix. I tell you, not me.
It's called Banana Republic.
Yeah.
We have the biggest criminal right now sitting in the White House. All this about the $5 million that he got because he interfered in Ukraine. It's allowed. He even said it in 2017, I believe it was, that he went to Ukraine and he told them, unless you fire that prosecutor right now, you're not getting the $1 billion. Oh, and what was the prosecutor going after? Burisma, where his son worked. And for that, Ukraine, the Burisma people gave him $5 million.
And that's not even including cheese, $1.5 billion deal. So this dude's been raking in money from all over the place. He expanded his criminal enterprise from Ukraine over to China rather. No telling where else. No telling how he's getting the rest of these chips. Unreal to me. And that lady called it out. Now she's older, but yet she still is informed. Isn't that great? That's why they hate us. Y'all hear those squirrels over there fighting? Y'all better settle down. Ain't gonna be no banging up in my neighborhood. These dudes getting out of control, man. Not only are they, but I got a whole bunch of cats living in our neighborhood. And I'm going, where'd these cats come from? How'd they get here? You never see stray dogs anymore, but you see cats sitting back. I don't want to get the cat back. I'm sitting there talking next to on my back. Y'all better have my back. Don't let the cat get on my back. Let me know. Look out, Kev. Couple days ago, I was out here in the middle of the night. Black cat comes out of nowhere and thinks we're friends. Walk right up to me. He's the boldest cat I've ever seen. I don't even like cats like that. But he almost broke me down because I admired his confidence. Came right up to me, started rubbing around the legs, jumped up on my chair. I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Did the FBI sing you? Anyway, let's continue.
That is being criminal, and he is a criminal. He's the one that should be going to jail together with his entire family.
Trump did nothing wrong. The last caller, when he called in, he mentioned that he had no right to declassify those documents. Every president prior to Nixon had the right to just walk off with the documents, and he didn't pack those documents. This was all handled by personnel that worked for the archives. And he said, on many occasions, I will give you anything you want. My house at Mar-a-Lago is open. Come by, pick up whatever you want. And he had a very cordial relationship with the FBI.
Yeah, and they wanted him to feel that way because they knew they were setting him up. It's kind of like with Michael Flynn. Oh, don't worry, Mike. We're just here. Just chill, man. Don't worry. Just stop by to see how it's going. Everything cool, though? Everything cool? Yeah. Hey, why are you guys here again? No. We were out getting coffee and was in the neighborhood. Thought we'd stop by. I mean, what? You suspect us? No, look. Hey, Mike, we're cool. Should I get a lawyer? No. For what? It's us. It's us. Then to come to find out, that whole conversation and interaction was to lower his concerns so that they could set that man up. Same thing with Trump. Don't worry, we're just here checking out your lock. Yeah, put a lock on it. And trust me, if we need you to come in and go over some of this stuff, we'll just call you. And then went right back like, we need to raid him. What? He said he would come in and he was going to work with it. I know. Yeah, we wanted him to get comfortable with this arrangement. And then out of nowhere, he decided, what? Now I'm finished dealing with y'all. Y'all better get away from my crib and you ain't getting jack. You're telling me he went from I'm interacting with y'all and we're solving this stuff to all of a sudden, don't be coming up in my crib. You ain't getting nothing from me. That right there is irrational to think. I'm sitting here saying y'all wanted it to appear that, yeah, we're working with you. Don't worry. It's no big deal. But then out of nowhere, it's a big deal. Out of nowhere. That's how evil they are. But this is how informed these people are. They're breaking this mess down.
This is the deep state at its worst.
It is.
We are being overrun by a cabal in Washington, D.C.
It's true.
And for anyone to think that he's going to get a fair trial in Washington, thank God it's going to be in Florida. But if it ever goes to Washington, there's no chance that this man gets a fair trial.
Trump derangement syndrome is real. The last lady that talked just proved it.
Yep.
Joe Biden has 1,850 boxes in 4 different spots in America. He had them at the Penn Center that was financed by...
You see this? See, this is what they don't like. This is what these liberals can't handle, man. That man came out the blocks right off like, man, you know what? That last lady has Trump derangement syndrome. This is what we're talking about. This is why the deep state and the fake news and all that can get away with this. Yeah, can get away with this. This man knows the facts. He even quoted exactly how many boxes Joe Biden has laying around all over the place. I bet you that last caller didn't know that. The lady who talked before him, she didn't know that. Here she is talking about Trump stole that. And all you got to do is ask him, what do you think Trump's motivation was for taking those classified documents that became declassified? What do you think his motives were? Who knows with Trump? I mean, it could have been that he's about to sell some nuclear codes. They get changed every like half an hour or so, I'm sure. Oh, okay. Well, maybe he has the codes that changes the codes. You're reaching now. Well, he was going to sell something to Putin. Trump's already rich. They don't think.
The Chinese, nothing. You look at the timeline. As soon as they find the 20 LLCs of Joe Biden's companies, what happened? Trump got indicted by Alvin Bragg. Yesterday, they come out with a $5 million scheme, a bribery scheme that... Where's the money? It's malarkey was his answer.
Well, you're drawing straight lines between those instances.
Okay,
and yes,
see, now he's coming off the bench. Now the guy at C-SPAN is going to try to come off the bench and, play cross-examiner. As this guy is saying, isn't it odd how when something gets exposed with Joe, all of a sudden, something crazy goes on with Trump. Now we got to take him to jail. So let's see how the caller handles it.
yesterday, how do you prove that?
How do you prove that?
Oh, yesterday
Common
was just,
sense.
it's Trump. They've been doing this 1, 2, 3, 4 punch on him for how long? Since he was president? It's driven by the state-run media, and you're part of it. How many Fox News clips have you shown on your show this morning? None.
Okay, again, how...
They fighting, y'all. They fighting, and I ain't gonna break that mess up. I like watching a fight like that. So this dude, how can you make that connection? How are you able to prove that? Easily, with my eyes and common sense, my big fat brain. I know when shenanigans is going on. Even if you're not smart, but you got street smarts, you can sense something ain't right about that. I mean, it's just odd that every time this happens too. That's how you prove it. Now, unprove it. Yeah, I might have not sat in on a meeting and said, okay, I heard them say that they're going to go after him. I didn't know that. But common sense should tell you there's a pattern that's being followed. Why does it keep happening like this? That's what common sense does.
You draw the line between what you're claiming and the charges against the president. That's what I like to know.
It's the truth. You know when Trump will be indicted for the Georgia? As soon as they come out with more evidence against Biden. Every time they come out with evidence of Biden doing it.
That's great. So he's talking about, you don't believe me? Let's run it through the test, okay? We got one more sitting out there investigation in Georgia. And he's like, watch. Next big bombshell come out about Biden, you'll see then the Georgia indictment will come right after that. And it's funny how you can almost set your watch by that. Soon as something happens, oh, Biden's in trouble. Well, get ready, guys. Tomorrow, somebody is going to be like, Trump's indicted for the 17th time. And yep, he's evil. We're going to get him this time.
Crime. Trump gets indicted.
Actually, the biggest bully in the United States
Is what?
is the federal government.
Oh,
And we're getting it good and hard right now.
oh,
Right now. If any caller destroyed FBI subpoenaed information,
yeah.
maybe emails or a server,
Anyone?
like Hillary did, they'd be living in a cage.
Oh.
Every single caller
Get 'em.
who did it would be living in a cage.
Get him. I'm instigating this. I'm sitting back like, get him. Get him. Don't let up. Stay on them. One after another until they learn to respect you. And so you hear that? That's a bunch of crap. They're going after Trump. Do you understand how much Crooked has been doing all of these years and Crooked's still free? I don't understand how Crooked's running around free. I cannot fathom how they sat back and let this lady really obstruct justice. Really obstruct. Obvious. I'm thinking to myself, how much more obvious can you get? Hey, Hillary, we're going to need those BlackBerries and your laptops. But hey, no rush. Take your time. We'll pick them up next week or so, or either you can just bring them in. Nobody said, hey, this is how they should work. I had a buddy who got indicted for something. The feds showed up like 6 a.m. to his crib. You think they gave that man time to get rid of evidence and walk around the house and flush stuff down the toilet? Soon as he opened the door, they said, here's a warrant. Go stand right over there, please. They didn't even let this dude give them a tour. They came straight in and went through the crib and made sure all the evidence was secure. No warning. They wanted him to be off guard. They wanted him to be like, oh, shoot, I left that laptop right now. It's open. That's what you do when you want to capture the evidence and preserve it. You don't tell somebody we're going to need to get that in a while. I'm trusted you'll bring it in. That woman went, smashed up those BlackBerries and bleach bitted the laptops. Okay, here you go. Shh, crumbs. Probably opened the bag, just dumped out a whole bunch of crumbs. Like, what is the Skittles? Where's the BlackBerries? There they are right there. Those are little teeny pieces of plastic. I know. that once was BlackBerries. I mean, what form it's in doesn't matter. Yeah, solid, liquid, it doesn't matter. Bleach bit the thing on laptops. And Comey's big for nothing but under any circumstance, no rational prosecutor would ever bring charges against this because she didn't mean to do it. She didn't know what she was doing. I got to prove intent. So then what's Trump's intent when it comes down to these documents at his crib? You think he was doing it just for his ego? I'm taking something that belongs to me and, so I could tell everyone I was once president. You think that's what he was doing? See, what was his intent? Why don't he get the benefit of the doubt? Unreal.
But Hillary is not. How suspicious is that?
And how does that apply to yesterday's?
See, here we go. There we go. Dumb man comes in. And how does that apply specifically for what's yesterday? I'll tell you, dumb man, how it applies. Unequal treatment. You think we can't see a two-tiered... Holy moly. Thank you so much, Gina. God bless you. That right there almost made me go, Elizabeth, here come the big one. I'm coming to see you. Thank you. That will definitely help Kevin with the help repair laptop computer screen foundation. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Now, so here's this guy. How does that apply? Well, it applies for the simple fact we're able to see this person did all of this and they're free. This person did this and he's indicted. That's how it applies, dumb man in the middle.
Who's concerning former President Trump?
Well, the targeting of Trump is all they do. That's what they do because he is a threat to their acquisition of political power. And so they're going after him just simply because they don't like what he does. I think personally, Democrats, you have a political party that likes government. They feel that government can solve problems. And I would submit to you that this is how they use government. And we are next. I think that, they don't really solve problems. They claim to. But, the border...
All over the earth, God is raising up a new breed of wealth builders who will use their money to shape the course of world history without building a...
they don't really solve...
So now this man, he thinks like me. He's a smart thinker. These folks are coming after us next. Actually, it's parallel. They're going after Trump, but they're going after us simultaneously. Yeah, they're making sure that they put a lockdown on any opposition. Not only Trump, but if we just get Trump, we're not going to erase Trumpism out of his voters. We're not going to make them unsee what we've seen. We've been jaded. We will never be able to unsee all of this stuff that went on. We now look at our own government as corrupt and not to be trusted. That's hard to reestablish. They know we're damaged. And I also know that the folks who bought into all of that garbage about racism and sexism and xenophobia, they're damaged. We are rightfully damaged though, because we're sitting back going, these folks are off the chain. They're doing whatever they want to do in the open. They're obviously coming after us. They're doing everything they can to suppress our freedoms. I'm damaged. I'm really at the point where I'm going, are we the baddies? And I know we as a people aren't, but these leaders are extremely bad to the point it's very difficult for me to trust anybody in government right now. The whole institution, I'm going, I don't trust nothing you guys got to say or your motive when it comes, we're trying to do this. What's your motive? You think I think these people really think Ukraine is that important for us to stay over there until the job's done? What's in it for you? Nobody's that excited about that raggedy joint. Now, no offense to Ukrainians, okay? But I'm saying, is it really worth defending Ukraine? What are we getting out of it? That's my question. So when you get up there and you tell us that's our duty to stop what's going on over there, we're fighting for democracy, I'm going, I don't know. Whatever pops up now that ain't in America, and sometimes in America, that y'all rush to the thing, we got to do something. I'm going, no, wait, easy, pump the brakes. What's really going on over there? What are we really doing? What's our real end game? I know you're telling me this, but it's something else, I'm sure, especially when the Democrats are involved, and definitely when Democrats and Republicans get together on something like Ukraine. And I'm saying, I feel, I sense in the force some rhinoism. I get concerned. I say, nah, I don't think you're that in love with borders if you're not okay with our border being strengthened. Don't tell me we got to defend Ukraine's sovereignty as ours get violated every single day. Now I'm saying I don't trust your motive, man. It's something else. I know you're using that as an excuse. I don't trust you when you tell me people need to come here and for asylum. I mean, they're under distress and this. I say, no, I don't think you really like these people like that. I hear what you're saying. You're using that as the surface excuse to make me get all fuzzy on the inside. But I got a good feeling it's something else in it for you. Because, see, you don't want these folks coming to your hood. You don't want them staying at your crib. See? So what's the benefit? Oh, okay. Shuffle them in here. Throw them in somebody else's neighborhood or city and get them to vote us into power for the rest of our lives. That's what... whoa. Y'all up here talking about, you know what? We need to get the AR-15s off the street because kids are being killed. Are they? Is that what you're really worried about? Are you really concerned about the kids? Because all that money you're sending over to Ukraine could be used to put guards at every single school. So now I don't trust you. I hear what you're telling me up front. Kids. But I don't think it's about the kids. I think it's about something else, which it is. And I hate to have to expose their motive like that. And then again, I don't. I love it.
They claim to, but the border, poverty, the things that matter most to Democrats is just the acquisition of power. And it's not to solve problems.
Because if they solve problems, y'all, they wouldn't be in business. Their whole business model is to create chaos and then pretend to bring order out of chaos. That's their whole MO. It's let's create problems. Most of the problems that they create are mentally. These are things that people perceive as problems. They create fear, false evidence appearing real. Democrats are masterful at psyops. That's their whole strategy. You know what? We're not going to produce stuff that doesn't benefit us. What we are going to do, though, is convince a large part of our population that these are real issues and real problems that take away from what we're really doing. See, that's why I said worrying about climate change is a luxury concern. It's not a problem. They want us to think it's a problem. So when you get people that fall for the psyop, that aren't even aware that they could look up and tell that this ain't an emergency. I'm going, dude, you're believing in a reality that you can actually check by going outside. Unreal. You ain't got to go to Timbuktu to see what's going on over there in the map. Stay where you are and see if the climate stays consistent every year. Now, the day that I start seeing earthquakes happen here in Ohio, I'm looking at nothing but snow, and I'm saying, man, it's been snowing in Ohio for 9 months out of the year. I guess spring just decided to go in hibernation. Then I might get concerned. But guess what came, y'all? Spring. Guess what's here now? Summer. And I'm expecting fall around September. Until that changes, don't be talking about I need to get rid of my stoves. Don't be telling me get rid of my man cars and man trucks and man motorcycles and got to redesign the whole house. Don't be telling me that. But people will buy into the psyop without seeing the evidence and be really concerned. And I'm concerned. We're about to all die. I told you I saw a whole family with masks on. And I'm going, what are y'all? Look around. Just look and see what everybody else is doing. That should tell you something. But some people can't even do that. It's unreal.
Trump is in their way, and that's who they go after. You know, it's Joe Biden has all those classified documents for over a decade, and he's not. A president has the right. There are constitutional powers that a president has to declassify without any formal activities or approval from Congress.
And that's why we get mad over this, because we know the law. We know what's going on here, and y'all know we know. But you know your dummies don't. So you're just going to do it anyway. You're just going to push it through. because you're all the way at the top of the food chain, and apparently there's nobody who can check your power. And that's why they need to be abolished and destroyed. All of these agencies, all of these corrupt prosecutors, man, they need to go, because we're saying, hey, that's not you can't do that to him. What are you talking about? Oh, you're just gonna do it anyway? You're gonna go ahead and make up all kind of new rules and loopholes and, take away statutes of limitations so that maybe that crazy chick can go after Trump, and just doing everything that makes it obvious that this is all designed to stop this man. That's why he's the man. That's why when these folks are willing to do what we've been watching them do, that must mean he is the number one threat. I ain't never seen these folks be this obvious and this corrupt on a mega scale. That means he's a huge threat.
But why are they going after him like this? They're requesting them. Well, they also told him to put it under lock and key in Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, I remember
They told him to do that, and he did.
And he resisted in other areas too, according to reporting.
You hear the guy?
Well,
he resisted in other areas too, according to the reporting. What kind of resistance? This is what kills me. So he resisted. What? Did they show up? And he's like, all right, Secret Service, pull your guns. We're not letting him in. Melania, go up to the house and pull out the AR. Like what? What do you mean resisted? They came in, take a look, and he just start strapping like in the Beast. With that one lady, he took the wheel. He was trying to go over to the Capitol, and they had to restrain the president, and we found out that was a lie. What resistance are you referring to? What are y'all just saying, oh, well, maybe he said, well, I can't beat her at 3 today. Maybe we can reschedule something, but that's resistance. They're just making up crap. That's what they're doing. Trying to throw it on the wall and see if it sticks.
Yeah, according to reporting. Well, according to the article you read, Hillary had no intent of breaking the law.
Well, sure, yeah, I know you go back to the Hillary Clinton case. Yeah. So why do you think this compares to the charges or expected charges against the former president?
Now, do I have to address this again for dumb man? Dumb man in the middle. What do you mean? How does this address Trump's thing? You don't understand why we're upset? Dumb man can't understand why we're able to make this comparison so that we can illustrate how corrupt what they're doing to Trump is. Dumb man, how's this compared to Trump? I mean, what does this got to do with him? Equal justice under the law. It's extremely obvious that you guys are targeting Trump. The example of that would be the opposite of what you did to Hillary. That's why it makes sense, dumb man. That's why. Same thing with Creepy Sleepy. Do you think if Trump would have had all of these accusations and Trump stopped constantly to talk to the media, you think they would have been asking him about his trip to Europe? You think they'd have been asking him about, no, every question would be one after another. Trump, why are you so corrupt? Trump, why is your family getting all this money? Trump, where'd this come from? Trump, did you fire that prosecutor? Because it would be constant. That's what it would be. Creepy gets none of that. Creepy right now is still shuffling around the White House. Trump's information would have been leaked all over the place, but Christopher Wray was willing to risk being held in contempt to protect that document. So what we're seeing, dumb man in the middle, is that there is a two-tiered justice system that goes on, and it concerns us. Not only are we seeing it with Trump, but we're seeing it with us. And now I'm saying I'm hitching my wagon to the guy that they're going after, because they're coming after us too. Hopefully this guy, if we support him enough and he gets in, he can shut down what's to come, because these people are gunning for not just him, but for us too. That's why when we see people getting thrown in jail constantly for not even walking in the Capitol building, and we see Antifa running around like ninjas, bootleg ninjas all over the place. Can't find them though.
I think that's a equal comparison.
Well, because they're choosing, the FBI is choosing what laws are going to be applied.
Thank you.
And that's what they're doing. They are choosing what laws to apply, because Joe Biden or Donald Trump is the one they're going after. That's what a bully does.
Word.
It selectively applies the law.
Thank you.
When it chooses to do so.
Here we go again.
You know, we've gone through Russia. We've gone through the impeachments. And here we go again. This man has nobody on his side except the Republicans. And thank God we are there.
I love her. I don't know who she is. But you can feel the disgust and frustration, the anger. Like, here we go again. So, they know that we know that they're up to something. They just don't care. And it makes us as the people feel powerless because these people who got these positions are doing this out in the open. And you're going, what short of us trying to use the legal system, the process, to work this out? I mean, Congress can't stop these people. They don't want to report to them. They don't want to give over stuff. They come in, sit in these committees like, yeah, whatever, man. The DOJ is not going to prosecute dang on creepy sleepy. And not to mention this indictment from the special counsel. Mayor Garlick could shut that down if he wanted to. That dude put that in place to do exactly what it's doing. All of this stuff is coming from people that are at the top. And I say, any accountability? Who's over these people? When you get to the top of the criminal justice system and they're corrupt, you got to get them out. But how? That becomes the question. How do you get them out when they are using their power right now to nestle in and to block all the legal ways to get them out? Now, you know what they're trying to do with all of this. They want to see if they can tempt us into taking matters into our own hands. And I'm the first to tell you, when I see this stuff, I think about it. I ain't gonna even lie. I'll be sitting back like, okay, y'all put our backs up against the wall. You're trying to sabotage this again. You're trying to shut down our champion. And it's obvious. Y'all don't even care. It's almost like you're daring us to do something. Like, we know y'all see it. What y'all gonna do, huh? We're at the top of the food chain, baby. You think we're gonna let this man get back in? Never happen. So when you see this going on, you hear the frustration in these people's voices. You see, when you talk to other Trump supporters, they're like, man, this is a mess, but what can we do? So I'm praying that in spite of all of these attacks, Trump somehow has the strength and ability to get through this and get in the White House and then fire everything. That's what I want to see. Unload on them like that Star Trek clip. Fire everything! Fire everything! I'm talking fire everything. Bring in a good dang on DOJ that will go and clean house. Make it obvious. Yeah, I'm sending them. I'm sending them to you. It's not one of those, well, it's going to let the district attorney just figure. Nope. I'm sending them. Go and get them.
White House, they have done nothing to him but try and take him down. Thank God he has the stability, the strength, and more than Biden, the legs to stand on his own and defend our country. We need him desperately. We don't need Biden in the White House.
Well, what do you think of the charges themselves specifically?
Oh, God, you hear that?
You
hear that guy, well, what do you think of the charges itself specifically? This woman right now should reach through that phone and slap his face. That's what she should do. So after ripping off all of that, and even commenting on Biden having some spaghetti legs that he can't even stand up on, this guy, well, what do you think about the charges yesterday? They're bogus.
As I'm concerned about the charges, they're bogus. Somebody needs to take them down, take it away, give him back his life, and let him run for president and win. Because if people out there, they understand what's going on here. They're not stupid. They're not stupid. They realize that Merrick Garland is upset. They realize that the Democrats want him no matter what. They don't want him running against Biden because Biden is weak. He's the worst president we've ever had. I don't understand these Democrats. They seem to think that what they think is true. They're so stupid. They don't.
I don't know who she is, but she might get the man had a word of the night, man. You hear that woman? They think we stupid, huh? Nah, man, y'all done crossed some lines. So here they are. And she's dead on reading it. We read this stuff, y'all. We see through their crap. That's why they can't get us with these fake psych ops, and it drives them nuts. All of the manipulation, all of the fake news they put out, I can see through it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. When you hear a story about white nationalism on the rise and they attack this and this and that, I'm going, I'm thinking false flag. When you see them parading some alleged white nationalists through Washington with police escorts, we sniff this doo-doo out. We're able to go, that doesn't look right. You think we're stupid. That's what you think. When we see Ray Epps up there talking about, tomorrow, we gotta go into that Capitol. I'll say it. I might go to jail, but I'll say it. We gotta go into the Capitol. Feed. Peacefully though. See, when we see that, and then that man is on 60 Minutes talking about, oh, I'm a victim. I got death threats. I had to move out of my house. And, when I see that, I say, I see through it. I see the depth in which you guys are willing to go to compromise Trump, to be able to silence us, to demonize us, to set us up. When I see more FBI agents involved in a kidnapping plot up there in Michigan than the men that they tried to recruit to do it, you see stuff like that. And this guy's talking about, well, what do you think about that? We see this. We're not stupid. And they know it. So when you can't manipulate people and they might stand in the way of your power, then apparently they're going to use their power to just simply go after us and shut us up and intimidate us. But not me. I'm not easily intimidated.
We're stupid. They're stupid.
I don't understand what's going on with all this all these things that are going on. I got to watch what I'm saying. All these things that are going on with the politicians. Yeah. Trump has done nothing that any other president did, and none of them they all got away with what they did. Now they're going to make an example of Trump. I was thinking hard about not voting for Trump, but now that they've indicted him, and if he runs, I will vote for him. So that's all I got to say. The man made promises, and he kept every one of them. Maybe you don't like his attitude or the way he speaks, but the man got the job done. So that's all I got to say.
And that's all that needs to be said.
Hey guys, Toby Mathis.
That's all that needs to be said, y'all. And that's what they're doing. For anybody who is smart and somewhat fair-minded and is sick of seeing all of the garbage that the Democrats have brought to our country in 3 years, the choice becomes simple. But it also becomes obvious that they're trying to stop Trump from winning. And the more they do that, people who are sick of Biden, sick of these Democrats trying to, infiltrate the schools and get to the kids, supporting all this stupid stuff, bringing in illegal immigrants, dropping them off in all these neighborhoods. Anybody who's smart enough to see that should also be smart enough to say, you know what? The alternative to that doesn't sound as bad now. All of this crap, the inflation, all of this mess, and you get Trump coming in, hopefully you're able to say, he doesn't look so bad. He doesn't look so bad. Maybe I wasn't going to vote for him, but now I see how much y'all are trying to stop this dude. You're making him into a martyr. That's what you're doing. See, they would have been better off by just leaving him alone, but they can't do that. He's too much of a risk to them, and they always overcompensate when it comes down to the corrupt methods that they use to try to stop their opponents. They don't have a governor. If you would have tried to impeach him once and stopped there, maybe people could say, well, that was a one and done. But when you run it back, and then you got this investigation and that investigation, they are the masters of piling on to where a rational person would say, pull back. That's too much. Now you're becoming obvious. When you have Blasey Ford come out to try to stop Brett Kavanaugh, and then out of nowhere, he becomes a serial gang rapist, and all these women are coming out of, I'm going, it's too much. Y'all think more is better, but it's not. It convinces the masses that still got common sense that you guys are doing this. It doesn't seem organic. When you have Trump on a Hollywood Access audio talking about what people will let happen to him if you're rich and famous, and then right after the debate, the next morning, 12 women somehow coordinated a press conference up in New York, all blaming Trump of doing this. And I'm saying, we see through it too much. There you go. When you got the J6 committee, having that little show trial, and you bring in that witness that throws out the craziest story. It's like they think the more grandiose, the more folks will be convinced how evil Trump is. But to a smart person, you say, that becomes now unbelievable. He was in the beast fighting and trying to take the steering wheel. And I'm going, too much. Pull back a little bit. At least make the story sound believable. You're the person that if you were writing a movie would have a 5'1" lady that's 98 pounds beat up 5 or 10 big muscle bodybuilders. And I'm watching and I'm going, too much. I can't believe that. I can't suspend my logic enough to say that girl beat up those 5 big dudes. Bad writing. And the Democrats are bad writers. Unbelievable. And I don't even see how the people who believe that crap still believes it. But hey, once again, I lose faith in the human race. Aren't you glad you've evolved beyond the stupid gene? Now, God bless y'all. God bless America. We're going to see how this all plays out, man. But hey, if they send Trump to jail, it's going to be a mess. And it will be hilarious if he get voted in as president, even from jail. They would be like, man, we can't never stop this dude. And now we on the way to where he coming from. Because that's what would happen. That they would be, if they ever thought, you know, how do you always say, Trump's going to come after his enemies. If they'd have left him alone after the first term and they wouldn't have rigged that last one, he would have just went through and made some changes that we all could benefit off of. But they went too far. They're at that point now where, yes, you're right. If I get back in, I'm not going to hold back. I am coming after all of my enemies. Because, see, these enemies won't stop. These people need to be snuffed out. And I ain't talking about dead. I'm talking about in a literal, figurative. Figurative? Yeah, figurative. Am I saying that right? I don't know. Anyway, but that's what I'm talking about. So God bless y'all. God bless America. I don't have, like I said, my cool intros and all that stuff. For the simple fact, I mentioned in the beginning, my laptop is down, and it is my lifeline. So I was jokingly saying that I was having the help Kevin replace his MacBook Pro screen foundation. I'm starting that, but in reality, it's just simply anybody who can help. Please do if you can. If you want to support the channel, I'm a one-man show. So far, I ain't getting no calls by Newsmax or nothing. Or I'm waiting still. YouTube's on my back, holding me back. So everything that you guys do, I really appreciate it. Those that gave in the super chat, thank you so much. And those that desire to support the channel through my Cash App and my PayPal, that is also on the links. You can go ahead and do that. And then I'll give you the update on this screen for the simple fact, man, I was in there with the Geek Squad. And she's up here talking about, whoa, wow, oh, yeah, your screen's out? See, that's the worst reaction. I'm sitting there hoping she could say, all you got to do is just do this, this, and that, and fix it. Nope, she didn't even give me no hope. I'm like, well, is there anything I could do, like on the internet? They don't show how you can do it. No, ooh, no. Ooh, yeah, this one. I'm like, you sound like a car salesman. I got a knocking under the hood. Ooh, a knocking under the, oh, man. Hey, Frank, he has a knocking under the hood. A knocking under the hood? Ooh. You sitting like, wait, why is everybody all? Oh, well, I'm just saying, knocking under the hood is bad. So we'll see what happens. So God bless y'all. God bless America. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Make sure you're still subscribed to this channel. Make sure that you hit that like button on your way out and on your way in. Make sure that you check out my podcast. Make sure that you subscribe to my Rumble channel and follow me on my Stop and Think About It channel just in case I get unexisted on this one. Okay. Pray for the country. Pray for our president. Pray for each other. See y'all next time in Kevin's Corner. Take care.